miss you every day. Baby, don't run away. Baby, don't throw our love away now.
So for this first DIY, you are going to be needing a pot, and we are using clay pot. You can use a glass pot or a plastic pot or whatever you want, and paint it using the baking soda technique. So anyways, we took a chunk of a clay and then rolled it out, and you guys can see in a snake shape. We rolled it out using a ruler. And make sure to roll the clay out on a really flat surface. I was not able to roll the clay out properly because of the tray that was coming in my way, and the shape of the tray was really weird. Next, you just have to cut the edges out to make it look flat. You guys can see how it looks like now. So after that, you can take the clay and shape it in whatever shape you want. So you guys can see how we are shaping it. I shaped the clay in this shape, and once I was satisfied with how it looks, I just took some water and dabbed the clay out. So the reason I used water to attach the clay to the pot is because I wanted the clay to get like the curves of the pot, so that once it's dried out, I can easily attach it to the pot. And I want to mention that we are temporarily attaching this to the pot just to get the shape. So you guys can see I'm placing the clay randomly in whatever shape I like, so that is the whole thing going on. So once you're done, you just have to let it dry for 24 hours. And another tip by us is that take a picture of the pot so that you can remember where to put every single piece. So just like the previous one, we are taking another pot, and this time we are going with some rainbows. So yes, you just have to take the clay, roll it out, and make it in the shape of rainbow. So once you guys can see the first layer of the rainbow is done, I am going to be making two of them smaller so that I can attach them together and make a full rainbow. So the rainbow that we are making contains 3 layers, so you guys can see how cute it looks. So by using the same water technique, we are attaching this rainbow to the pot. And if your clay is sticking to the pot without water, you just don't need to use this technique. So now, as you guys can see, our clay is dried out, and now we have to remove it from the pot. So to remove them from the pot, we are using the palette knife. After removing the clay, it's time for us to paint the pot, and we are using white color, and you can use any kind of color you want. Once it's dried out, it's time for us to paint the pieces, and you can use acrylic paint to paint the pieces, and we also used acrylic paint to paint the pots. After you are done painting, you just have to let them dry. So we tried to paint all the pieces, and we also painted the rainbows, and we tried to paint them precisely. So after you are done, you just have to attach the pieces back to their place. Using any strong glue, you just have to attach them to the pot. After sticking all the pieces, you are pretty much done with the DIY.
Baby, don't run away. Baby, don't throw our love away. Baby, don't throw our love away.
So for this next DIY, we are taking sculpting air dry clay and cutting a chunk of it out. So now we are just going to knead it out, but you can take a little bit of water on your fingertips and then knead it out. It will help the clay to be a little bit softer. So now we are taking a spray paint because we didn't have anything cylindrical to roll the clay out, but you can use anything you have at home. So now we are just rolling the clay out. So after rolling the clay, we made a flower stencil on the piece of paper. Now we are just going to place the stencil on the clay, and we are just cutting out the clay. You can use an X-Acto knife if you want to be a little more precise, but we are using a cutter here. After you are done with all of your cutting, you are just going to remove the excess clay off. Now to smoothen the rough edges of the flower, we are taking some water on our fingertips and just smoothing everything out. Now that our flower is done, we are taking some more clay and we are rolling it out in a rectangular shape. After the clay is nicely rolled, we are just going to take a cutter and cut off all of the sides so that it is a little more nicer and neater. Now we are taking the candle which we want to put in the candle holder, so we are going to be measuring the size of the candle according to which we will make our candle holder. After measuring the size, you are just going to be cutting the excess off, and yeah. Now to attach the both ends together, we are just taking a little bit of water, and with the help of it, we are attaching them together. So after we are done with smoothing, we are just going to take both of the parts and attach them together with the help of water, and trust us, it was so sturdy only with water. Now that you are done, you have to wait for it to dry, and after that you are going to be painting it. So here we are using white paint as a base, but you can use any color of your choice. After we are done painting it all white, we are taking more colored acrylics and we are painting some sprinkles on it. Now we are just painting the sprinkles in different color with this light precise brush. After painting everything, you are done with the DIY.
False art, pretend we're picture perfect when we're breaking